Hope all you swabbies are still awake. Late Night Mega here. Last time, I fired one of the judges. Primarily because he gave this stage a fun score of 23 out of 25. Now let's talk to this guy. Enough of that. Big Telly. Hey, Megaman, are you enjoying this? Not the last one, no. Tier 6 or 7 where the quality standard starts becoming more consistent. You can also check the cabins on the main deck. You'll probably find something to make the experience easier. I'm not usually too keen on like most sort of upgrades and things that would... I don't know. I kind of just like the basic Mega Man sort of challenge. Okay, what do you have? Yeah, that is true. Okay. Alright, we saw everything. Here's stage 82. Okay, that is what we're dealing with. By Brooks, the Tiki room. With an average score of 46.75. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Whoa! Okay. There's a bolt there. What does that enemy even want to do to me? Okay, that was a little bit too much instant death for that. Oh, so that thing just likes to launch itself forward. Alright. I'm not going to bother to check and see if there is any sort of secret for putting out the flames. Interesting combination. Introduce an enemy. Oh, gosh. And then use it. The flying scissors is... I think that's kind of not a great enemy to get stuck with, nor is this gimmick. Whoa. Yeah, that's not good to fall into that. These flames are also not good. Does saltwater put them out? Saltwater, you're freaking useless. Sometimes. We got a checkpoint. I feel like some of those flames are more for, like, decorative aspects than they're meant to be any sort of real challenge. I do like having the bits where we have the alternate paths. Like, you could take the top path or the bottom path, and one of them, like, avoids the scissor enemy. We have that enemy. Kind of a very random sort of box our stage designer had going on here. Okay, the ones up there were completely ineffective. Just for dramatic purposes, I thought I was fully up. Ladder hopping. Because y'all know how much I love that. Yeah, some of those are just kind of not effectively placed. I like the spikes on the ceiling there. Excuse me, you can't do that. No, I'm not settling for that. No, I have to... Why can't I just ever go backwards? Excuse me? What? What? That thing cheated. Why are you targeting the flames? All my weapons are just failing me today. That is the most random spot for a checkpoint in the middle of all that danger and enemies. I mean, I do appreciate the checkpoint, though. Oh, hello. The giant tikis are not the most fun things ever invented. I appreciate that, though. Oh, nice block there. So here, we could take the upper path, deal with all that nonsense. Actually seems like a better idea. Or take the lower path, or just die anyways. Okay, I guess when you're checkpointing up there, it's not that bad. I like how the enemies are also dying to those flames. I feel like more could have been done with that concept. I almost feel like, I don't know if we need to take that as force damage. That also feels kind of forced. Ooh. Scary. I do find it amusing how some of the enemies are just like randomly dying as we get on the screen. The scissors are kind of ineffective, although the screen here kind of gave me an idea, something I'd like or like to see more of, is the concept of like the scissor enemies especially, like flying into these, and then you get like just the other scissor doing a diagonal attack on you, which is different than what the scissors would normally do if they were just able to combine. But there it would be like kind of forced to do the diagonal thing with one of them. It could be doing something really interesting. Why? Rain Flesh, go ahead, fail me. Oh, it didn't fail me. What actually said? I thought the giant flame was just going to be made immune to Rain Flush. Is that supposed to be something in the background? Some hidden tiki thing? Alright, let's see what the judges had to say. This one's honestly really inoffensive, other than some stupid jumps. Yeah, a couple of those jumps were kind of bad. The box assets are used okay, but not super creatively. Yeah, I had a couple enemy placement issues as well. I like that you tried to use the tikis in different environments. That aspect of it was pretty nice. A few spots, one being underwater, are too dense and have too much going on at once. That could be fine-tuned, but it's not deal-breaking. The flames really just kind of feel like they are there. Once you realize you can extinguish them, half the challenge in the level is gone. I like the way the level looks, but the music just feels extremely unfitting to me. You can't extinguish them with salt water, though. I can't explain why, but I really don't like the music choice. I go for something spacier or more of like a lab mat-like theme. Really? Maybe Gemini Man or Galaxy? No. Stone Man's didn't feel that off. I would go, I mean, it's a tiki room. It should be some sort of like jungle thing. Like maybe Search Man's music. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one that much. For the sake of a Buster-only run, the fires were only acting as spikes, and even if you use weapons to extinguish them, it just makes the challenges too easy. Maybe you could have focused more on using Rain Flush to traverse fiery rooms or something. I don't care what you have to say, you were fired. A little bit of an odd level. While there were a handful of clever setups using the air Tikis, the two right next to each other, with the single spike of fear causing you to think just a little more carefully about shooting the little guys. That is like a huge run-on mouthful sentence. Most of the level just sort of existed. With a few exceptions, the enemy placement was completely pointless, as the bullets would just destroy themselves. The scissors would just oftentimes just be handled by doing nothing, thinking mostly on the ladder room where there's a ton that come at once, and some of the fish can do the things, except half the time they're useless because the missiles shoot up and you happen to be below them. Outside of that, at times there seemed to be little rhyme or reason for the spike and fire placement. There were plenty of checkpoints everywhere, so it never really got annoying. It was just very odd, to say the least. Okay, fine. Uh-oh. Actually, this level does do one thing very right. I thought the scissors were used extremely well, both in concert with the Tikis and during the vertical sections, where 2/3 of the scissors just did not literally do anything. I was less enthused with other parts of the level. Like, you did playtest this and realize that enemies die when they collide with the fire, right? Because sometimes that looks deliberate, as with the fire on the sides of the Tikis, thus declawing them. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting idea. But on other screens, it's kind of comical watching enemies careen to their deaths. I suppose there's supposed to be some sort of pick a path motif running through the level. At the very beginning, for instance, you can travel along the Tikis' heads or beneath them, and there are some other screens where you get two choices of which path to take: wallow through 3-tile-high water segments, or take the literal high road. That's fine, but it's obscured by this level's scattershot approach to placing down obstacles, where there are little fires burning everywhere, including underwater. Well, the water can't... It must have been salt water, MJack, because salt water does not put out those fires. That makes everything a lot more confusing than it really is. I don't know, there's a solid idea here, but the execution leaves a lot to be desired. Well, according to you, the previous stage was almost as much fun as you could have possibly had. And this stage is a 4 out of 25 for fun. Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk to some things. Such a waste to see good food go to waste. The family who just left barely touched their escargot kid's meal. You can tell from the product code etched on its side that this robot was scheduled to be scrapped several months ago. Good to know that this restaurant is ethically responsible and only serves expired food. Right. Oh, we get those guys from Jupiter again, and fan fiends and train mats. And that gimmick I don't care for, and is that, what's a waterfall gimmick? Alright. Oh, maybe that's the waterfall gimmick from Venus's level in Mega Man 5. That would be cool. Well, we'll find that out next time. So for now, I'll take my leave.